Have you ever heard of ServiceNow? ServiceNow has many aspects and forms. Today we're going to concentrate on incident management form of ServiceNow, also known as Service Desk, also known as a help desk ticketing system. Many companies are using ServiceNow as their ticketing system, and for those reasons we're going to learn about it just in case you need to get a job that requires ServiceNow knowledge. So here's ServiceNow. By looking at it, you wouldn't be able to tell that this is ServiceNow. Why? Because I've modified it and customized it, the front end of it, to my liking. Now, this is very similar to other companies that what they're doing too. They would pay ServiceNow to provide them with service desk slash help desk system that they can modify to their own liking, and they can change the look, the things, the logos, and everything else. Today's video, I'm going to concentrate on service desk part of it, where we deal with incidents. ServiceNow has lots of different products, and it's pretty cool in many ways, but my channel is mostly about help desk and tech support, and for those reasons we're going to talk about that. I will teach you how to create tickets, how to assign tickets to yourself, how to see other open tickets, how to see if anybody else is working on those tickets, all those things that you would need to get you started as somebody who can claim on their resume that they are familiar with ServiceNow when it comes to service desk part of it. So it entirely depends on how it's set up and how it's designed to look for you and for the users. It's very important because users may not even see this part of it at all whenever they submit tickets. To them, they're going to probably just see a web page where they just type in basic information, and through that web page they will submit a ticket that comes through us. Now, if I was a user and I submitted a ticket, I would see that ticket under self-service option, which is the very first thing that we are looking at here. So if I click on self-service and this menu expands, and then I click on incidents, these are the tickets, these are the issues that I, as a user, have submitted. This is not the place where you would work service desk slash help desk. This is not for you, this is for the users. So anything under option of self-service, that means it's personally for the users, or if you submitted your own ticket, this is where we would be at. Now, if you're working help desk, this is not where you're going to be spending time, because you're going to be working on other people's tickets, on users' tickets. Now, you may get a menu that looks like this. So this is kind of what they've did recently. I think they've changed the look of it. And again, you can customize this many ways. But if you're not seeing your tab, your column tabs on the options, select all. And the way I like it is actually to pin all the menus, because for some reason I like it where I can see the menus. Now, I know you see a lot over here. And the reason you see a lot over here is because I'm logged in as full administrator, designer, developer of this system, of this ticketing system. When you work as help desk, when you get hired to work as help desk, you will see mostly this here. And what we're looking for is the tab that's called incident. And here it is. I have it start. So once you log in, this is pretty much what you would see. Just these here. And then you would see the self-service menu as well on top. But when you start working for some company, they will be showing you this part of it, and you will not see anything that's underneath here, just these parts here, which are important and relevant to you directly. So now that we get that out of the way, what do we have under the incident option? We have create new, meaning to create a new ticket. Then we got tickets assigned to you, which is, it says assigned to me. So if I click on this, I can see all the tickets that are assigned to me. And then we've got open. These are all open tickets. So I clicked on open. These are all open tickets and assigned to other people in your group. So this is what you would see. All tickets that are open and still not completed. They're still open and not completed, right? And you can see who they're assigned to. If you look on the right hand side, it says assigned to. So this column will show you who is working on these tickets already. But if you click on open unassigned, these are all tickets that nobody is working on, nobody has touched, but they are part of your group. They are part of your group. So even if you're just doing tech support like on site somewhere for a location, you would see this type of menu, not just help desk. So this would be specific to your group only. Now, the other menus we have are resolved. These are all tickets that have been resolved. And then we've got all, which is pretty much all the tickets that we've seen for your group and this and that. So it'll be limited to your group. Everything else we don't have to necessarily worry about. There is a way to also look at the statistics for your entire group, the graphs and everything like that. But that's not something you need to worry about when it comes to learning how to use this help desk. All right, so let's start from the top. We're going to click create new so we can create a ticket, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to create it. So why would you want to learn about this? Because as help desk, you get a phone call or somebody contacts you in some way. You have to fill out a ticket. And usually help desk involves you answering the phone, right? And here it is. Here is the ticket number that it's automatically created. And then we've got a caller, and then we've got asterisks right by it, right? What does that mean? The red asterisk means that this is a required field. You have to fill this out, otherwise it will not let you go further. Notice these other menus don't have that asterisk, and that's fine because it may help us actually fill this out easier. But the ones that are required, they will also be listed there, and some companies will require all of these. Now, this is a system that I've created, designed myself. I don't know if I mentioned that already. So there are some things in there that are not completely there, but everything that you need to know, everything is here. So you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And we're going to pretend like we got a caller in, and luckily we got a lot of callers in the system. So I'm just going to, we can do a search here. You can type in somebody's name. Now this is very case sensitive. My company has been using ServiceNow for many years now, and it's very case sensitive. I've noticed where you have to sometimes type in last name first, comma, and then their full first name. But let's just do a search here. We're going to pick a random person. We're going to see if we can find them in the system. Let's pick Carla Humble here. I'm not going to select here, but I'm going to pretend that Carla called in. So let's see if it's a little bit better than in my company, Carla Humble. Okay, this is great. It's actually better set up than the company I work for, and it actually finds them. Usually you have to be very case sensitive, and sometimes it doesn't work properly. Luckily, we can find Carla Humble right there. Let's see if we type in Humble, if she will come up. Okay, so it's not finding her now. Let's do a search. Luckily it pulled her up right now. So that's great. It's actually better designed than the version that we are using for my company. All right, so we're going to select Carla Humble. Make sure you find the user's name inside of the system. And if you click on icon that's next to the search button, you can see show related incidents to her. Okay, and then we got a category here, which is inquiry help. Let's just say she's calling in to get help with something. We can leave it at that. We can specify software, hardware, network, or database issues. But let's start from the first one, which is inquiry help. We got a subcategory, and then we can pick something that they might be calling about. Again, your company may have more menus. Chances are we'll have different and more menus as well for categories, for subcategories. Everything else may be different, but the base of it and what you're looking at is going to be the same. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. If you got more options, even better. So let's pretend it's email issue that she is calling about, and we got type of service. We're not gonna talk about that. It's just not necessary to talk about the service part and service offering. You don't have to worry about that for now. This is something your employer will tell you what to put in there. We do have a lot of options if we go to service, and we can pick all of these type of different things, whatever it is, whatever the issue is. But if it's like, for example, IT service or some kind of retail server, it gets very complex. And for those reasons, you're going to have to ask your employer, what do I need to put in for this? They need to train you for this part of it. So we're going to skip that for now because I don't want to confuse you with that. And this is directly related to that service offering, so don't worry about that. However, what's actually important is, and this is how it is set up in my company, and that is configuration item here. Now, in my company, it's set up that I can pull up computer name. So I can pull up configuration item, computer name, or let's say it's a monitor, this and that. But that would be simply pulled up by typing in computer's workstation name or host name or computer name, however you want to call it. So let's just call it computer name, and it should come up. You can also ask the user and what it is, but a lot of times, if this system is set up properly, for example, for Carla Humble here, if I just simply click inside of this configuration item, it should come up as an option for you to select that, whatever her workstation name is, that is registered to her, that, as long as everything is designed properly, this should be functioning perfectly. So let's just see what we have when we click the search icon here, look up using list, and there are a lot of stuff in here, and you can see some of these products are, here's for example MacBook Pro 17-inch Apple computer, and it's assigned to Jeannie Dalen. So this is something that's assigned to her. And for those reasons, if Janie, or for example Isaac here, or Kyle log in or call in, I should say, you can select this thing, this computer that's assigned to them as a configuration item. Let me see if there's anything generic here. In my company, we have a generic workstation as well. Let me see if anything comes up. We'll definitely pick something. Yeah, I didn't think it would have. Let me see if, for example, if software, here it is, software. See, this is one problem with this system, which I don't like. Software installer, software. So how do you pick something? Let's see, Outlook. That would make sense. There it is, Outlook. So that's perfect. That makes actually more sense. I got distracted by the hardware part of it. Anyways, so we've got email. They are calling about email issue, and then we selected Outlook. So whatever it is that they're talking about, then you can fill this out. Sorry about that. Anyways, we can type in what the issue is. We can say user called in about Outlook emails not working. Okay, and then we can provide description. For example, user tried to I'm going to say user stated that she is no longer receiving new emails inside the inbox folder. Whatever it is that the issue is, you need to fill this out. And this is you doing it on behalf of the user. And then if we look below here, these are all knowledge articles, if you will. And a lot of times they're based off previous issues that happened. Here it is, for example, deleted email recovery. And these are all related articles that you can kind of look at to see if you can help the user. For example, let's say they're calling about create an email signature. You can click on this and see what the resolution is for that issue that happened. And then before we go further, we got a channel here, and we can specify on what it is, how did they reach you. And you can say they reached me by chat, email, or phone. In this case, we were talking to the user. And then state, we can say new, which is fine. And this is, low impact. You just kind of use your own judgment and whatever the company trains you to do. But in my case, this is a low impact for now, unless Carla Humble is a CEO or a director or a senior manager. Then in this case, you want to change the urgency to like high or medium. Let's do medium because, why not? And then we can change the priority as well to something else. Now, assignment group, we can assign it to other groups. In this case, we can assign it to help desk. So we're going to assign it to help desk. Okay, and then once we're done with this, we can click submit. You can also resolve issues if the issue has been resolved right away. You can certainly do that. However, you will have to provide resolution information. Now, if we are just sending this ticket to help desk, right? That's all we do, and we're not able to help them, then we're going to click submit, and that ticket is going to go over there, which is what we're going to do in the end. However, if you resolve the issue, you can select to resolve, which is right here to the right. However, you have to fill out the resolution information, which is here. Otherwise, it will not let you close it. And we will actually do that once we submit the ticket, and I'll show you how to do that. So for now, we're just going to click submit. We're going to click submit, and then we're going to look for this. Here it is, incident. Let me do a quick copy because you can also search for tickets when you create them. Or for example, somebody calls you and they say, hey, my ticket hasn't been resolved. And the first question it should be is, what is the ticket number? So they provide you the ticket number. Now, if there are thousands of tickets in the system for a large company, you're going to want that ticket number so that way you can search for it and then see what the issue is to give it the status. I apologize, this is taking a bit to actually submit. It's usually not like this, but all right, there it goes. Now here is our ticket that came up right away on up top. So if we select open, we can see our ticket on top right here. User called in about our ticket, and we can verify that indeed is our ticket. Here is a paste action of it. Let's do a search, and here it is. And it was automatically assigned to Fred Ludi. So Fred Ludi works over there at help desk, and now he's working on it. You can also search for a ticket up here. If you do a search for this, it will also come up, and here it is. So you got a couple of ways of searching for tickets. It results in the same way, except when you go through here, you select it. And anyways, here it is. It's opened. It's assigned to Fred Ludi, which is fine. It automatically got assigned. You can take over the ticket and send it to other department. Let's say you are working on site as tech support on site, meaning a physical location office, and they call you about this ticket and you're like, I don't see the ticket, but you do a search and you find it, you can take it. What you need to do is change the assignment group to your local help desk, whichever that may be. Let's just say in this case, well, I don't have one set up here. That's okay. Let's create one real quick. We're going to call it local tech support. Oh, it's a duplicate one. So we do have a local tech support here somewhere. There it is, local tech support. So we're going to route it to local tech support. I thought I didn't create one, but I guess I did. Well, good. And then we can assign it to ourselves right away. So if, what am I logged in as? Let me just see here. I'm logged in as Kobuman. Let's see, maybe it's under my first name. Nothing. Oh, I know what it is. Kobuman is not part of this group. That's what it is. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. That's okay. You don't have to assign it. It's going to go to that group anyways, and whoever works for local tech support will be able to see it and pick it up and assign it to themselves. I thought I was part of this group too, but I guess not. I didn't assign myself to be part of this group, which is very important to know. So if I click update, it shouldn't let me do it. Well, see, usually it shouldn't let you do it without putting a note on the ticket. So keep that in mind. You may get an error, but it's going to be really easy. And what that's going to require is a work note. And if you scroll down, and select notes here, this is a work note. So what you want to do is type in routed ticket to local support group. And I usually sign off. and then I just post a comment, right? I usually post a comment, and for some reason Freddy picked it up again, which is fine. So he really wants to work it. Now, if you want to notify the customer at the same time, make sure that you select add additional comments, which is customer visible. Work notes are not visible to the customer. However, if you select additional comments, you can type in the same thing, routed ticket to local support group. At the same time, customer/user will get an email or a notification that this is what happened. So if they go look up the ticket under, self-service, which is up here, they would actually see this on a web-based environment, which, may not be. It depends how it's set up. Anyways, it will be under self-service, and they will see this comment, and they will know who is actually working on it as well. All right. So those are the basic things when it comes to creating a ticket, assigning it to proper group, and assigning it to a person that is going to work it. So in this case, it was assigned automatically, which is fine. However, let's see how we can resolve this ticket. So if we select resolve, we can certainly resolve it. However, we need to put in resolution information, which is the third tab over. So, and then we have to provide the resolution code, and we can pick, for example, resolved by change or user error or solution provided or whatever it is that fixed that issue. You just have to be very detailed about it. So what we're going to do is resolved. Let's call it solution provided, right? We're going to call it solution provided, and we're going to say issue resolved. You always have to specify what you've done, because this ticket can be used as knowledge base. And if you want to do that, you can certainly select knowledge here. We're going to say issue resolved. Let's see here. User stated that she's no longer receiving emails inside the inbox folder. We're going to say issue resolved by deleting old emails. So we made space. In this case, the issue was, let's just say that the inbox was full. And let's type that in, inbox was full. Meaning that once your inbox is full, you can no longer receive new emails because there is not enough space. And then from here, we can select resolve down here right next to it, or we can click resolve up here. So let's click resolve. Now let's check it out and see what happened. We can see that Kobuman resolved this, and it resolved and it puts a timestamp on it, right? I don't know if you paid attention, but this was blank, but that's okay. We didn't have to fill this out. Okay, so that covers working the tickets. Well, I should say creating the tickets, and then working the ticket, and then transferring the ticket, and then closing the ticket. So in my opinion, this should be enough to get you going, to get you started in using ServiceNow as a ticketing system. All right, so if we click on open unassigned, we can see that there are a bunch of other tickets, and they keep coming through because this is a shared system amongst other people as well, which is fine. We can see that it's constantly changing. People are using this system, this environment for testing, for development testing. And if you want to take a look at this system, let me know, and I can possibly provide you user login for this system, and this link would be to this. So if you go to this link here, which is HTTPS, as a matter of fact, I'm going to zoom in. So this link, if you go to this link and you ask me beforehand for login information, I can create a user account for you. So first 5 people who request login to this system just so they can look around, I will certainly send you that login as a user so you can view and just kind of browse around to get yourself familiarized with this system. I personally prefer using a Jira ticketing system because it's simpler and I like the way it's laid out better. This one's okay, I guess. And other things that you can do, for example, if you select resolved, you can see the ticket that you've resolved. Doesn't matter whether it was assigned to you or not. And then, there are other things that we can look at as well, but I just kind of wanted to create this video as not necessarily intro to this system because it's a ticketing system, but it's something that people are asking me fairly frequently about ServiceNow, and I'm assuming this is what they meant, so here it is. This is a ServiceNow ticketing system. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you find this video useful. Take care. Bye-bye.